Ooh, an enchanted golden apple. These are extremely rare considering you can't craft these anymore. That's really nice. What's up, agents? Zero here, and welcome back to another Minecraft seed showcase. And today I'm going to be taking a look at a seed that not a lot of people seem to be finding all too often anymore, and that's above ground structures. Now, I will admit, finding this stuff underwater is fun and all, but I really miss finding these seeds that have above ground structures, because before the aquatic update, obviously that's like the most important thing that people were looking for, and now that the aquatic update is here, again, I do think it's cool, but I really do miss the fact that people are finding these above ground structures, and thankfully, as I already mentioned, that is what we're going to be taking a look at today. And this is actually really interesting. Now, this obviously isn't without some underwater structures. I mean, that much is fairly obvious considering what update we have now, but it's actually really cool. So here's the seed we're going to be using. -244885508. That's the seed that we're going to be using for this particular seed. So let me go ahead and set all this up. Now, this seed was found by a guy by the name of Scooey Lord. There's a really good chance that I ended up butchering that name, and I do apologize if I did. And there's actually no social link for me to provide for this person, unfortunately, so just take my word for it. That's the person that ended up finding the seed. So yeah, this is where we're starting out, and you can't really see a whole heck of a lot of stuff that's fairly interesting, but if we continue turning this direction, look, we have ourselves an above ground shipwreck. I like this a lot. Now, I did say we have above ground structures, and this is not the only above ground structures that the seed finder was actually able to locate. There's actually, over there, you can probably already see it, there is a desert temple off in the distance. We're going to be taking a look at that as well. But first, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this shipwreck. Now, as I remember from on NCPEDL, if I remember correctly, there are a few chests inside of this shipwreck. So let's go ahead and see what's in here. So we have ourselves some wheat, carrots, coal, and some paper. So not too bad starting loot. It gives you some resources to start your world off with, which is actually really good because I'm actually considering using this particular seed for my new survival series, so be on the lookout for that in the coming weeks. But yeah, let's go ahead and go inside of this chest, and we have ourselves some paper, some feathers, a empty map, and we also have ourselves a treasure map, which is actually kind of interesting. I'm going to leave the treasure map alone for right now. Now let's go ahead and head off to the desert temple because we saw this already, so we know it's there. So let's go ahead and see what's actually inside of this desert temple. Now, I actually don't know what the chests are going to contain because MCPEDL did not mention what's inside of the chests inside of this desert temple. So I actually don't know what's going to be down there. So let's go ahead and have ourselves a look. So let's go ahead and break this open. There we go. And let's go ahead and destroy that. Alright, good. And I was wondering if I actually accidentally stepped on the pressure plate. Apparently not. Okay, that's good. Okay, so let's go ahead and see. We got ourselves golden apple, saddle, enchanted book with efficiency 1. Now, in my experience, when I load up the same seed multiple times, the enchanted books and enchanted items do not have the exact same enchantments on them. So if you use this particular seed, these enchantments may be different for you, but you're pretty much guaranteed to get an enchanted book. I'm pretty sure of that. So let's go ahead and see what's inside of this chest. We got ourselves some iron horse armor, and that's pretty much all that's important that's in there. We got ourselves a saddle, and inside we have ourselves Ooh, an enchanted golden apple. These are extremely rare considering you can't craft these anymore. That's really nice. Then we do have ourselves a regular saddle. Actually, saddles are regular to begin with. And a couple of gold ingots. So that's actually not too bad of loot, all things considered, coming from those chests. And again, I had no idea what was actually inside of this desert temple because it did not mention anything as far as what's inside the desert temple. But that's actually really cool. And apparently there's this random piece of generated sand and sand up here. I didn't even realize that first coming up here. But that's actually really interesting. Now, the only reason why I'm coming over here is because if I'm going to start off a survival seed on this world, I'm going to need some form of wood to start me off. And this is like the only place I have in order to get me wood. And if you guys are wondering where I'm going to be living on this seed, well, I actually want to go ahead and use the Shipwreck because that is actually really cool. I like the idea of living in a shipwreck, so I'm going to be using that for my home. And ooh, there's a chest back here that I didn't even realize was there. Let's go ahead. Oh, we can't access it. Let's go ahead and break this, and let's see what's inside this chest. We get ourselves a couple book and quill, some TNT, a little bit of chain armor, not too bad, and a heart of the sea. I actually did not know this chest was even back here to begin with. The fact that I found that was actually really cool. I like that a lot. But yeah, this is a really interesting seed, and yeah, I am looking forward to actually utilizing this seed. Now, obviously there is like a coral reef down here. That much is fairly obvious, and there are some sea pickles as well, so this isn't without some really cool underwater stuff. I mean, the underwater is pretty much cool now to begin with. It wasn't really before. And something I actually didn't realize until coming down here is that apparently there's a few underwater caves, which is actually really nice. And I like that a lot. The fact that you can go underwater and go mining. Obviously, if you're going to start this seed off, you're going to need to do a lot of work in order to be able to even work underwater. But the fact that we have this is really nice. And looks like we got ourselves some ruins, which I actually did not know these were even here either. It doesn't appear to have a chest though, not really too huge of a deal, but the fact we have underwater rooms is actually kind of nice, all things considered. But you know what, I think that's about it for this seed. I don't really know of anything else interesting in the seed. I was just kind of looking around because I did want to see what's here, because again, I am going to be using this for my new survival seed. But yeah, that's actually where I'm going to go ahead and end off the video. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure that like button. Or more than make sure that subscribe button for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at HNCP0 to stay updated. This has been Juice. Thank you guys for watching. And with that, I will see you guys later.